Hello.
Hi.
So my name is Justin Irans. I am a student in Bachelor of Arts program with College for America at Southern New Hampshire University. So I am conducting this interview as a part of my academic work. So with your consent, I will record this interview in street interview deliverable under government and goal. Therefore, this interview will be used and submitted to College for America so that my project can be evaluated. So therefore, this recording will be used solely for this purpose.
Yes.
So do you give me your consent?
Yes, I give Emil Melissa give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the students' academic work.
So thank you very much, Ene. So I'm having like a few questions to ask you. It will not take much of your time.
Yeah.
So the first question, I think you are ready.
I'm ready.
So the first question is asking, what are the three branches of government?
Oh, the three branches of government is legislative, judiciary, and I don't remember the third one.
So great.
Yeah.
So the second question is asking, what does each branch do?
I don't remember.
You don't remember?
Yes.
So the third question is asking, so Democrats and Republicans are the major parties in the US.
Yes.
Can you name the third party?
The third party is Green Party.
Green Party?
Yes.
Okay. So the last question, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Yes.
So thank you very much for your participation.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello.
So my name is Justin Irans. I am a student in Bachelor of Arts program with College for America at Southern New Hampshire University. Then I am conducting this interview as part of my academic work. So with your consent, I'll be record this interview in a street interview deliverable under government and due goal. So this interview will be used and submitted to College for America so that my project can be evaluated. So therefore, this recording will be used solely for this purpose. So can I have your consent?
Yes, I, Irene Nyarukundo, give my informed consent to participate in this interview to be recorded and used as part of the student academic work.
Okay, thank you very much, Irene. So I'm having 3 questions to ask you, not 4 questions, and I know that it will not take much of your time. So the first question is asking, what are the 3 branches of government?
Okay, thank you. The 3 branches of government. First is judiciary, second is executive, and third one is... Oh, I forgot it.
Oh, yeah, thank you for trying. So the second question is asking, what does each branch do?
I don't know.
You don't know? And another one is asking, Democrats and Republicans are the major parties in the United States. So can you name the third party?
Okay, thank you. The third party is Mino Party.
Mino Party. Okay. Thank you for trying. So the last question is asking, what is the basic process by which a bill becomes a law?
I don't remember.
Don't remember? So thank you very much for your participation. Okay, hello once again. My name is Justin Irans, and after conducting a street interview, I'm going to go in deep and explain the answer that should be answered. So the first question I was asking, what are the 3 branches of the government? So actually, according to the street interview, my interviewees were able to answer 2 branches. Yet we have 3 branches of government. So those 3 branches of government are executive, legislative, and judicial. So talking about how the roles of the branches and how they are connected and regulate each other, first let me talk about who makes each branch. So starting on the executive branch, this branch is made up by the President of the Republic, and the legislative branch is made by the Senate and House of Representatives. About the judicial branch, this is another branch of the government which is composed by Supreme Court and justices. So to make this clear, legislative is made by almost 100 senates, 2 coming from each of the United States, and 435 representatives. So however, the number of representatives each state gets is determined by its population. So let me talk about how the branches are connected and regulate each other. So legislative branch makes the law which follow the constitution. It also changes the existing ones, and they are responsible to discuss the idea and decide if this idea should become a law or not. So how legislative branch is connected to executive branch? Of course, the executive branch enforces the law made by the legislative branch to be followed by the citizens. However, judicial branch again is connected to executive branch because it's the role of judicial branch to interpret the laws made by legislatives and evaluate whether these laws were made following the constitutions. Okay, so again, let me talk about the political parties in the United States. So actually, my 2 interviewees were not able to answer all those parties, and the first one answered that we have 2 branches two political parties which are Democratic and Republic, and they forgot the last one. And another interviewee were able to answer the question, since she said that we have 3 political parties. So actually many people don't know that there are 3 political parties in the United States because 2 of them are dominant. So we are having 3 political parties. The first one is Democratic Party, Republican Party, and the last one is minor party. So this minor party is made up by Libertarian Party and Green Party and so many other parties. So let me talk about how the political parties start. So actually, American politics operates on a 2-party system. So meaning that 2 major political parties dominate voting in most elections, and consequently dominate elected office. So in modern United States elections, the 2 major parties are Democratic and Republican parties. So these parties are associated with liberal and conservative views respectively, and nearly all elected officials are affiliated with one of the 2. So campaign endorsements, funding and resources are allocated then candidates on the basis of nomination by one of these 2 parties. So let me talk about how the minor party has the impact on national politics. Actually, the third party, which is a minor party, play an important role in national politics. So the third parties usually organize and mobilize around a single issue or positions, putting pressure on candidates from major political parties to address these issues. So for example, segregationist American Independent Party candidate George Wallace gained 13.5% of the popular votes in the 1961 election. So again, third parties face many obstacles in American politics. They are usually not even allowed on ballot due to the lack of popular support and signatures to warrant a place under local laws. So about the question number 4, so let me talk about how a bill becomes a law. Actually, a bill is an idea that can be raised by maybe the citizens or government official, and in order the bill becomes a law, there are different steps that should be followed. So the first step is for a bill is born. So only members of Congress can introduce legislation, and by doing so become the sponsors. So the president, a member of the cabinet, of the head of federal agents, can also propose legislation, or the member of Congress must introduce it. So for the step number 2, the step number 2 is called committee action. As soon as a bill is introduced, it is referred to a committee. At this point, the bill is examined carefully, and its chances for passage are first determined. Then, if committee does not act on a bill, the bill effectively died. So step number 3, subcommittee review. So often bills are referred to a subcommittee for study and hearings. And for step number 4, it's markup. So when hearings are completed, the subcommittee may meet, mark up a bill. That is, make changes and amendments prior to recommending the bills to the full committee. Then if a subcommittee votes not to report legislation to full committee, the bill dies. So if the committee votes for the bill, it is sent to the floor. For step number 5, committee actions to report a bill. After receiving a subcommittee's report on a bill, so the full committee votes on its recommendations to the House or Senate. For the step number 6, it's voting. So after the debate and the approval of any amendments, so the bill is passed or defeated by the members voting. For the step number 7, referral to other chambers. This is step number 7, where so when the House of Senate passes a bill, it is referred to the other chamber, where it is usually follows the same route through committee and floor action. The step number 8 is called conference committee action. So a conference committee is formed to reconcile the differences between the House and Senate versions. So if conferees are unable to reach agreements, then the legislation dies. If agreement reached, then a conference report is prepared describing the committee members' recommendations for changes. Then both the House and Senate must approve the conference report. Moving forward, there is the final action, which is step number 9, and this is the last one. This is after both the House and Senate have approved a bill in identical form, it is sent to the president. So if the president approves of the legislation, he signs it and it becomes a law. So these are the steps that are followed in order a bill becomes a law. So this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for following.